but it's not like Golden State still didn't have a legit chance to win the game. Like they had a chance to win the game. So
Clay put that thing out there on that dude, man. You can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
I got to say something about this. You guys are not going to like it. Tough. Steph Curry, I saw a stat about this after the game. Has had 14 shots in the playoffs in his career to take the lead in the fourth quarter or overtime with under 50 seconds left. Okay, so 2 shot clocks left. Has never hit one. And I understand it's Steph Curry, so there's a hand in his face. You mentioned the job the AD did on him.
Reveal themselves, and it can make people uncomfortable. But when you hear about what Lonnie Walker went through as a young child and what he was able to accomplish by getting drafted to the Spurs and how he's always stayed ready and continued to work through challenges and adversity with the Lakers, for this to happen in one of the most iconic moments in basketball history for the Lakers to win Game 4, it makes me so happy knowing him as a young person.
Came up huge. So what went wrong for the Warriors other than Lonnie Walker the fourth? Steve Kerr has a theory. The question is he right about it? Jay, Key, here is Steve Kerr, who refused to blame the officials after the Game 4 loss at the post-game presser.
So I thought the fourth was about Walker, and it was about, I think we had 3 or 4 illegal screens called, and that was disappointing. I didn't get a look at the replay on any of them, but there were a couple that were very disappointing just live. But the Lakers are they're a team that plays with a lot of gamesmanship. They understand, how to generate some calls. I thought they took some flops and were rewarded. But I'll have to see the replays. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe those were all illegal screens, but didn't feel like it watching it live.
Let's just say he's a guard. When you have
AD?
a 7-foot guard in AD guarding a 6'2" guard, how difficult is it to get a shot up?
Look, I had a hard time against guys like, let's say, Steve Jackson, right? Mm-hmm. Guys who are 6'7", 6'7.5", 6'8", because what they play off you, so they can contest you. You saw AD, his wingspan, like on that possession, he just had his hand out, right? So as you're moving, it's a difficult target because you're trying to create separation. Like, that's why that's the first thing I said. Like, I give AD so much credit on that possession. One, it's a one-legged stepper that he got a hand up on. And then the second possession, look at his feet. Like, that's a dude who's 7 feet on the perimeter guarding Steph, who's a wizard. Steph is top 2 in the NBA with a handle.
That's why I asked you that question, because from my eyes, having never played in the NBA, it seems to be very difficult to get up a shot when you got a 9-foot dude lunging at you
with a wingspan
a wingspan of like 18 feet. All of those sort of things seems like that matchup favored AD, a guy who can move around with quick feet.
They win the game, right? That ties the game. He didn't hit it. Like, he's good. If the Warriors are to come back on the Lakers as the Lakers once did to the Warriors, or excuse me, as LeBron once did to the Warriors in 2016 when he was with the Cavs, Steph's going to have to hit those super difficult shots. Something you're not always going to get a high percentage shot. The game will be on the line. Got to hit him. Got to go down sometimes. No? What are we talking about here? Don't they have to go down in those moments sometimes?
I mean, okay. I mean, Steph dropped 50 in games. Like, he's single. Like, the only problem I have with that comment, Max, on this particular situation is that the entire offense, due to the volume in which they're running pick and rolls, is centered on just Steph.
Sure.
Steph. I mean, he had a triple-double last night. So he generated so many points off those assists that when you go to a high-volume pick and roll, Clay just becomes a spot-up shooter. Like, there's no movement for Clay. Same with Jordan Poole, who had 0 points.
Yeah.
So,
but what I mean is, I'm not doubting his greatness in all other circumstances or how much he has to do or why the percentage may go down for him under those clutch situations. I am saying, however, that clutch moments do exist. I believe clutch ability exists, and even if it doesn't, in the end, we look at how many times you've been in that situation and how many times you've come through. Whether or not that's repeatable ability or you just got unlucky, that's what history will record, whether or not you hit those shots. He's got to hit those if the Warriors want to come back.
Jay, having been two-time College Player of the Year and an NBA point guard, how many point guards have you ever seen?
Steph is an advantage for AD, the defender. That's what you seem to be suggesting, Key.
That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
It was an advantage.
So it's an advantage
because he's not only tall, he's wide, believe it or not.
He did a great job. I think that's a great point, Jay. But you would think, strategically, that's actually an advantage for Steph, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're making it sound like it's an advantage for AD. No, AD did a better job on defense than Steph did on offense.
Against dump trucks, in this situation, he's not a dump truck. Remember,
hold on a second.
He played guard before.
I get it, Key, but if you have...
What happens from somebody who's been guarded by guys that tall, Max, they can push up on you, right? And when you're forced to try to get around them, that's a 7-footer on your back. So that it ultimately adjusts shots at the rim because that's a dude that can block your shot from behind, and they're funneling you into guys like Bron.
100%. I understand what you're saying. It makes perfect sense to me. What I'm saying is he's seeming to suggest that that's an excellent defender who can move his feet on the perimeter guarding a player like Steph. But there are also disadvantages. And generally you would say the disadvantages outweigh the advantages, like you have won if you've got a guy like AD out on the perimeter on Steph. The offense has won that strategic battle. Now, AD won the actual matchup battle. Tip your cap to him. But that's an issue of a great defender in a great moment doing better on defense than the offensive player did on offense. And on consecutive possessions.
Yes, but it's also explained to you how difficult it is for a smaller guard going up against a bigger